Good morning, all of you. We'll begin with the rigid body mechanics. So I think this week we have about the moment of inertia, torque, and this one. Next week we'll go for the conservation of angular momentum and the rolling. So these are things are there. So I think what all will get possible 2 or 3 days. No, let me explore the different types of numericals. That one. So the best essential part, what I suggest is like from today only you can just revise all the total rigid body mechanics. Next week you'll be free and you can concentrate on main syllabus from next week itself. So the total rigid body mechanics by this week, try to wind it up. There'll be better position irrespective of your examination syllabus. Okay, so we'll start with the numericals. I just picked up different set of numericals. So all what all concepts, okay, that will be covered in that particular numericals only. Very small numericals or some tricky or some mass based, okay, rigid body mechanics, we don't have any limitations as such, you know it. That one. But the total ideas revolve around the basic things. So what are the things like? Moment of inertia is a one individual topic. MI, this one. Immediately after MI, then what happen? You are going to come for the torque concept, equilibrium, torque, and rotational equilibrium. Okay, fine. Then next, again, you are going to come for torque equal to I alpha. Then conservation, then angular momentum of a particle of a rotating rigid body, then in rolling motion of a rolling body, that one. So this is about the angular momentum. Then you are going to come for rolling. Okay, this. Then next toppling. Okay, these are the some ideas are there. And rigid body kinematics. What we discussed, circular motion, it is applicable for rigid body. So you can just divide this into two parts here. The initial part will be these things. This is like a Newton's laws of motion. Torque equal to what we discussed F equal to ma. The same thing is what torque equal to alpha for rotational motion. First equilibrium will start here. Before coming here, we should know moment of inertia. These are purely mass based. Yeah. So different types of numericals will come, different shaped objects, how to use parallaxis theorem, perplex theorem, some symmetry problems are there, go through, then come for equilibrium, the idea of this rotational equilibrium or the overall equilibrium, then torque equal to I alpha. This will be like a some uh, like a two-dimensional problems are there, plane diagrams are there, 3D diagrams are there. I think this is what I feel student has to put effort here, because here is what all the rigid body mechanics, the concepts are hidden. Once you are very sure about the different types of numericals, how to write, how to define a torque, how to calculate angular acceleration, the other part, this you find a little bit convenient. This, you know, body will not move, equilibrium, no, and it'll be much easier. Here is what the troublesome questions are there. So work out more numericals. So I suggest you like you categorize the numericals and try to solve different set of numericals here rather than question number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Immediately what happen? You break up this everything into 6 parts and work out. You now see you are in like a revision, so you should be a better planning is needed, and not like I'll take book, I'll start solving question number 1, 9, 2. No, break up the whole chapter into 6 parts. Then what is the probability? I think the rolling is something. These two is what. See, if you are able to say torque equal to I alpha, means the equilibrium also is there. If you're able to calculate moment of inertia, means it's covered. No, these two are covered here. Getting this one. This is covered here. See, we study this individually to have a clarity, but conservation of angular momentum, you know very well how to use in rolling motion. So these ideas are covered here. This one. So if you touch rolling, okay, this will be taken care. If you touch torque equal to I alpha, these two will be taken care. This one. This a toppling is one independent topic. Work out on this. So how to revise? Revise means not like doing 20 problems from 20 problems here. Of course, you have to do some specific problem, but this will cover these two. This will cover this one. This one individual topic. So work out different types of numericals and identify, say, what is the topic it belongs. So that will be very easy for you to think and analyze, no? So rigid body mechanics revision. So students will usually tell, okay, so many things we have to revise. Where are the so many things you tell me? Only 6 things are there. So 6 different ideas are there. Different cases will come that you have to go through it. So first start with the teacher notes, or that if you know, okay, start working numericals. It's left to you, the level in which you are. From there you have to begin. If you've forgotten everything, then recollect. In one day you should recollect all, then start working numericals. Or if you know already, start working directly with the numericals. Fine. Okay, now we'll take this route. So what should be the value of external force that should be applied for equilibrium? The value of P is asking. What are the forces that will mg will act? Normal reaction N1, and there's no friction. It's in equilibrium, so therefore we can write it as the force that is equal to see, you get wide varieties of paper. I think in one of the year, no, the rotation mechanics. 2 papers, no, it will be like a 60 marks, and P2. P2 is also, it was around 54 marks. The maximum year was 8. The maximum year was around 13. The questions were of that kind. It doesn't mean the student don't know anything. The level of questions are something three-dimensional one. You should imagine diagram, then you have to get, and the language also a little bit, technical language, no? The maximum, this was the 21 marks for the highest for this in our institution. It can happen. It doesn't mean that you don't know anything. So all the basic fundamentals, you know it, that is sufficient for the exam. The level of paper may come in such a way that where you may get single digit. It doesn't matter, I feel. It can happen. It all depends on paper also, the level of paper. Okay, for a translational equilibrium, net force along x-axis should be 0. P minus N2 should be equal to 0. Along y-axis, N1 then I want the torque about point B. So let me define net torque. As it is equilibrium, we can define torque about any point. Let me define torque about point B, that one. So this should be the net torque. This should be equal to, what will write equation? So this should be P into L cos theta, capital L, P into L cos theta plus N2 into L sin theta plus mg into L by 2 cos theta. So the net torque is 0 for rotational equilibrium. So L will get eliminated. So P cos theta plus N2 sin theta minus mg by 2 cos theta. N1 should be equal to, this is N1. No? I'll change it. What is N1? N1 is in fact equal to mg.
The directions you took different.
Let me do it. This is anti-clockwise. N1 clockwise, no? Oh. Okay, let's take care of it. mg2 plus mg sin theta by cos theta. So mg2, let me take it outside.
About which point you're taking torque?
About point B, no?
Point B, then torque by the force P and torque due to weight will be in the same direction also.
Wait. About B, no? Torque due to P and mg will be in same sense.
Normal contact should balance it.
Okay, this one. Yeah, this one. P. Okay, torque due to mg. Mhm. I'm unable to, I think, try to, this is mg. Torque due to this, this will be, it'll be in this sense, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all of you, just make notice, that this will be, the torque about point B due to mg will be in this sense. Because see, just like R bar, this is F. So it'll be in this sense. Torque due to N1 will be, this is N1, this is R bar. So it will be in this sense. Torque due to this force P bar and this one. So it will be in this sense. So torque due to mg and P will be one sense, anti-clockwise. Due to N1, it will be clockwise. Then, okay, based on that, this will be positive, I'll take it.
N1 L cos theta, sir.
N1 L cos theta, no?
P1 L sin theta.
PL sin theta.
Oh, yeah. This is sin theta. I'll rewrite this one. So net torque should be 0. So 0 is equal to PLL get cancelled. So P sin theta minus N1 cos theta plus mg by 2 cos theta. So this P is equal to N1 is equal to mg. One more step, all right. Mg by 2 cot theta. Okay, now slowly, you only try to set out few things like, instead of this external force, no, can I bring a spring? Especially in matchings, no, the teachers will be interested to make you analyze. We'll have a rod. So can I bring one spring here? Find the elongation in the spring at equilibrium. Or compression in the spring at equilibrium. The P equal to should be Kx naught. The P should be equal to Kx naught. So the things can be like this. So many different things will be just messed up here. So I suggest you, instead of external force, any other thing. So you can bring a, like I can connect one string here. I can connect one spring, one string here. What will happen to string? String will be definitely will be loose, whereas spring will be elongated, especially in matchings. So we do go for some very lengthy numerical, but small ideas based. So that P should be equal to Kx naught. No, similarly, so if you take the, just like we are trying to, so if there's the same rod, I will inch about this. Then I'll connect a spring. Very random, so like this and all. So will it execute SHM? The spring remains horizontal. Yes, in fact, it will be SHM. All these are interrelated. In fact, it should not be free. It should be injured, that one. So slowly you displace, no, that the rod is going to, I'll remove the rod. I'll just show it one. There's a thing is there, no? So now you see this particular rod. So in fact, I think length will not increase, no? So it should be like this. Huh? Then this is SHM. It cannot be like this. Huh? Length of the rod will increase. I think we'll be in a wrong position here. So slightly it should come in this way. So it is like some sort of an angular SHM, compound pendulum it will become rather than something. So you slightly displace, the weight mg will act. Then the spring force spring will not remain horizontal, little bit change. Some mathematics may be brought, but it will be SHM. In exams, they don't want to trouble mathematics. They just say that uh, like if it is rod is displayed about its range and release, will it execute SHM? Yes, it will be. It can be like this, no? But it cannot be like this. This is not possible. Am I right? Like this, the rod length of the rod, how will it change? Not possible, no? Then the length of the rod cannot change. So therefore, it has to be oscillation. If the the rod has to rotate in a plane, then it will be SHM. So like this, they may trouble you. They don't want to ask you anything very big. Simple idea based. So here it will be like this. It will be SHM. So especially you see the advanced papers, no, the matchings, no, rather than asking some derivation type, they want you to analyze here. Huh? So one situation, if it is connected, no, so just be aware of these things. See, in exams, we can't, you see, again, what I suggest, like take different numericals, try to change some conditions. That's what happens in most of the math the following. There's one very popular way of asking some rigid body mechanics questions in matching. It'll be very easy for examiner to ask from rigid body mechanics in matching than any other concept. Now, this is, if you see previous problem, what is the state of this rod? Shall I say rest? Rest is a word. No, this equilibrium, rotation equilibrium can be defined only when the body is at rest, or body can be in motion also can be defined equilibrium as in fact. This is a very rare problem where we are going to discuss the equilibrium concept where the body is moving with a constant speed. Even it can also happen that body is rotating, then we can discuss the equilibrium. Net torque should be zero, whether the body at rest or rotating with uniform angular velocity, doesn't matter. Similarly, net force will be zero. The body is said to be equilibrium, whether body at rest or in motion, irrespective of that. Very nice problem. So such things can be asked here. So he's asking, no, find the angle subtended by the base with horizontal during its motion. So the theta has to be determined. I think some of you are saying not visible. Huh? I'll magnify it. Okay, no, clearly visible. Look at the diagram. I just indicated all that NMG friction force. Friction force should act towards left or any other direction. Should be towards left, no? As it is moving with a constant velocity. Now let's come for as it is equilibrium. F minus small f equal to 0. Then along y-axis, n should be equal to mg or n minus okay, let's go for that triangle. Now let's go for torque. Talk about which point we have to define so that answer will be very easy for us. Talk about point. About any point you can define here also. Let me define about A. So that the torque due to friction as well as normal contact will be 0. They will intersect axis of rotation. What is A? What is the axis I'm defining? An axis perpendicular to plane of paper passing through point A. Then this N and F will intersect axis of rotation. So there'll be only torque due to the weight mg and the applied force F. So they should be equal to mg into Cp2 they should be anti-clockwise plus F into I think it's all about like from the triangles, how do we can determine? So what is, first we'll take the triangle. CP2 is needed. So do we know OC? OC, it's a MSP, no? OC is 3R by 8. So then cos theta, sin theta. CP2 by OC. So CP2 is what now we know it. So sin theta, OC is what? 3R by 8. Okay, now P1A has to be determined. So OA is what? R. And OP2 we know it. OP2 is what? So cos theta. They want P1A, no? Oh. I think this may not help.
minus r sin theta.
R minus R sin theta.
P2A, sir.
Okay. Then here I think I'll get a triangle. This is OB, this is P1, and this is theta, this is R. So definitely O sin theta is equal to OP1 by OB. OP1 is what needed. So OP1 minus OA will be P1. OA minus OP1 should be equal to P1A. OA is R, this is R sin theta. You look at this. This is what needed, no, for us. Substitute them there. Mg Cp2 is 3R by 8 sin theta plus F into P1A R minus R sin theta. What is F? F is equal to frictional force. We will write it here. Shall I write small f equal to mu n? It should be, no? It's a sliding friction which is acting, or mu kn, whatever that. Let me take mu, that one. In turn, small f equal to capital F and n equal to mg. They are in opposite sense. F equal to mu mg. Solving this, we'll get expression for theta. Mgr get eliminated. So 3 by 8 sin theta is equal to 1 minus 1
is 1 minus sin theta, sir.
correct, no? And 1 minus sin theta. Okay, the plus this will be 3 by 8
Mu is also there,
sin.
sir.
Which one?
Mu, sir, coefficient of friction.
Okay, mu. In terms of mu, it will come, no? Answer, mu is not given. Okay, mu we have to express here. By 8 sin theta plus mu sin theta equal to mu. So sin theta is equal to 8 mu by 3 plus 11 mu. 11 will not come. 3 plus 8 mu. This is a very, very good problem. Please search, especially advanced means. I don't think so. Especially advanced, no, please do remember some equilibrium doesn't mean that body should be a test. The body can be in motion also. We can describe this equilibrium conditions. Very rare. Around, I think I have seen around 3 or 4. That's all. Complete it. Let's take the next one. Better to numericals, better to learn rotation mechanics rather than I suggest you reading again theory and coming back. What is there to learn? Torque equal torque cross F. Better to take different numericals there. The different ideas will help you to really understand rather than just mere definitions. Maybe it's my approach. You may other teachers or some of you may not accept. It's not a rule that what I think like that only you should think. Okay, there's a rod lying on a rough surface. So a force F will be applied. Let's into what are the forces that will be acting. So at an angle theta, the weight mg will act. Okay, I think, okay, I should permit you to think, no? Okay, just some 1 minute. You read question first, so that will be easy for you to. What I'm going to explain next. Questions like this we find little bit difficult. See, I mean, anything pulley, cylinder, rod comes that rotating one, similar to laws of motion, we can manage. Something rod being rotated, lifted. Oh no, okay, I'll get in the picture. So what is the thing? One end of the rod is slowly pulled by force that remains perpendicular to the rod at all times. Okay, that is what I'm showing. The rod is to be brought to vertical position without any slipping of the bottom end. That they should not move. It is not engine. It should not move. The quotient of static friction between the rod and the ground can be. What are the possible value of it? So first, what is the direction of friction? I think it should be limiting. No? It should not slip means, okay, the most we can go for limiting friction. Then there's a normal contact, there's a weight, mg, there's applied force. Applied force given, it's just like we are holding it and we are going to rotate. So what is the possible value of mu? Is it data sufficient with this much? That's what we are going to ask also. Okay, let's see. We'll proceed. So what is needed now? The mu. This is theta and this is applied force. Let's get into, there's a point P or O, you write it. There's a center of mass, there's a point T. I'll proceed like this. So F cos theta plus N should be equal to mg. Then F sin theta should be equal to FL. Or time being, I'll write F. Later on we'll see what I can do with that also. I'll go for, this is net force along y-axis 0. It's a, the moment it's of equilibrium. So when at an angle theta, I am discussing about this. It is slowly. It's not going to accelerate. That's why I'm able to write it. If it's something accelerates, no, then we cannot write it. Slowly I'm moving. So still I can equate net force along x along y 0. Let me define net torque about 0.2. As I'm going to move it slowly, no. So F into L clockwise plus mg L by 2 cos theta. This will be clockwise, this will be anti-clockwise, equal to 0. So therefore this F equal to mg by 2 cos theta.
Sir, in the second equation, it should be capital F sin theta, sir.
Symbol. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, fine. Thank you. Capital F, no? Yeah, yeah. Okay, I have this one. So somehow that mu is what needed, no? Now, when do rod will start? When this 0.0 will be fixed, I think this condition is what I'll highlight it. Without any slipping of bottom end. I think this particular question mark is there. No, let me read and think. So will this help me anywhere in taking any decisions? Position without any slipping of the bottom end. Bottom end means the O. O should remain fixed here. O. Don't say fixed here. Should not shift. So for that, what is the condition I should write? Definitely the friction force which is acting should be equal to what? Less than F sin theta. Then only possible, no? For 0.0, for bottom end O, not to shift, the friction should be less than or equal to F sin theta, you write it. What is F? F should be equal to mu Sn less than. The limiting friction should be less than F sin theta.
Less, sir. Greater now, sir.
If it is a greater, slipping will occur, no? Friction should not be greater than limiting friction. Am I right?
Limiting friction should be greater than the F sin theta force, no, sir. Then static friction will start.
See, the friction force which is acting, if it is less than limiting, okay, no, because the static friction now it's there, it can adjust this particular value. But if this F sin theta becomes greater than this limiting friction, slipping will occur, no, at 0.2. So therefore the limiting friction should be less than F sin theta. Am I right? See, this force should be F sin theta should be greater than F for it to shift. For not to shift, the friction should be less than F sin theta. Mu s or mu k, or write only mu s if you're getting confusion. Okay, let it be, no problem. Mu, no. Because they didn't mention anything, so I'll write only mu. This is f sine theta, so mu. What is n? N is equal to mg minus f cos theta, right? What is f? We can write it as okay. I think I'll go for one more step here. F we have mg cos theta by 2, no? N I can write mg minus f cos theta. I think there's a better thing. Mg minus f cos theta less than or equal to f sine theta. Let me substitute the value of f, mg by 2 cos theta. Mg will get mg by 2 will get cancelled. So cos theta sine theta 2 minus cos square theta. What shall I do here? D mu by d theta. Let me differentiate and equate to 0. Anybody value of mu? Theta? We'll substitute that value of theta. Anything the value of mu less than that, okay, slipping will not occur at 0.2. Answers given 0.4, 0.5. So maybe some, because less than is coming, any value less than that particular thing, okay, we can pick up that options. Anybody value theta? Theta or directly give me value of mu, that will be sufficient. Anybody just hurry up, value of mu? I think all of you can hear me, no? Value of mu?
Sir, tan theta equal to 1 by root 2, sir.
Okay, tan theta equal to 1 by root 2. 0.707 or 0.71 will write it. So I need
1 by 2 root 2, sir. Mu should be less than or equal to 1 by 2 root 2.
1 by 2 root 2. Mu should be tan theta. This is correct.
Yes, sir. Tan theta equal to 1 by root 2.
So mu should be less than or equal to 1 by 2 root 2. 0. 1 by root 2.
0.35 like that.
Mu should be 0.35.
Should be greater, sir. That only I'm saying. F should be greater than equal to F sine theta. The value got F was static friction now, sir. That F should be less than limiting friction value. It should be F should be FL should be greater than or equal to F sine theta.
Then we'll get some values. The friction should be, it should be sufficient, no? Okay, fine. Got it. I just made correction. It should be anything greater than this. Okay, then it should be not to slip we are discussing. So anything more than this is the rod workman will not shift. Is it irrespective of F? Can we justify our answer irrespective of value of F? Yes, if mu is greater than, sorry, mu is 0.4 or 0.5, 0.6, irrespective of value. But it should not be such that it should, you can lift it up. Huh? There's also one problem with it.
It should be less than mg by 2 now, sir.
That one. If it is greater than this, you may lift it up. Voice is okay. No. I think, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, little bit I got confused. This condition is, I think, very important because either we may take wrong values also. It should not shift. The friction should be sufficient, no? So we'll put this condition. Okay, I'll take the next question. Yeah. Some slightly toppling idea. Read once. It's very simple. Only thing is the free body diagram is what you have to draw. You have to get that free body diagram. What are the various forces are acting? The thickness of that particular block is also being asked. You can see here. This H is also being asked. Very important data, no? So it will help us the value of H in meter so that blocks remain stationary. The thickness of this also matters for it to remain stationary. That's why I just picked up this idea, no? So may help us anywhere. Okay, I'll proceed. Meanwhile, I would try that. I will finish off the diagram. Okay, on this side, there's a wall. Okay, what are the first we'll get into? There'll be reaction at the inch, Rx, Ry. By the inch on the rod. By the inch on the rod is what? On the rod is what I'll be interested, no? Massless rod of length L. So I need not to show the weight or any other thing. So there'll be normal contact. This rod will push the block. Okay, rectangular block is having mass M. In turn, the wall will exert a force. That is N dash. Then who will balance the weight of the block? It should be friction. This much is what we have. We'll define the points. So this is A, already is given, A, B. This H is also, we'll bring it. So it's telling there's a gravity. Already I shown mg, no? See, they're in equilibrium, no? So just go for net force, net torque should be 0 on the rod. On the block also. And for it not to slip, the vertical friction or the manage the values. Magnitude of hinge reaction in the new. Is it F equal to mg for the block, vertical equilibrium? And N equal to N dash on block. And N equal to N dash or N minus N dash equal to 0. Magnitude of friction force acting on the block. So let me go for torque about point A on rod. Let's see what I can get it from here. So 0 is equal to net torque about point A. So this about point A, it will be torque by the friction F into, this should be L minus H clockwise, then N into we need this distance, no? What is the length of the rod? Is given also small l. I need this distance, no? Okay, I got it. L square, L minus H whole square. Will I agree? Or if you want, you can write this distance as say R. So what can be R is equal to sorry, not this is R. This is R. So that R can be determined from the triangle L square is equal to R square plus L minus H whole square. That N into R is what? I wrote it. This should be equal to anti-clockwise. All set equal to 0. So therefore this F should be equal to So again, for it not to slip, the friction should be less than limiting friction. Mu is given, mu n. So for rod not to slip, so F should be is equal to n into root of L square so that n gets eliminated. Value of mu also we know, less than or equal to, I'll write it. So this should be equal to L minus, no, negative sign, by root of, oh, so this will be by L minus H. So I think we know L and H, we know it. L and mu we know, so we should get the value of H. F is clockwise, n will be anti-clockwise. So this is n, this is R. So the torque due to normal reaction will be anti-clockwise. About A, about point A, torque due to friction will be clockwise. Torque due to normal reaction will be anti-clockwise. Okay. H equal 2 meter. Okay, yeah,
Sir.
good. What all we can find out, we'll see. The value of H, the value of H in meter, so that block remains H equal 2 meter. Magnitude of normal force in Newton given by the wall to the block. I think
4
okay,
newtons.
4 Newton, n equal to 4 Newton. I'll write down all the things. H is equal to Rx should be equal to n. On the rod, torque we took, no? So on the rod, we'll go for on rod. Along x-axis, Rx minus n equals 0. Rx equal to 4 Newton. Then on rod, that same thing. Fy should be 0. Ry minus F should be 0. Magnitude of hinge reaction in Newton. So then this is 5. Yeah. Total 5 or Ry is
Total
5?
5, sir. Total 5.
Total 5.
Is 3.
Yeah, this is 3. Yeah. Okay, this I think, see, like the thickness matters, that's what. So now, as the value of H decreases here, the equilibrium may not possible. So I think, see, if they give numerical, it's okay, fine, we are able to think. But they don't give any values, nothing. Then if they stress you that the equilibrium of rod depends on also on H, I think we'll be in a trouble unless we don't think.
Sir,
Getting some idea? Huh?
in this problem, we'll get a range of H now, sir.
H should be less than or equal, no? It is.
H is less than 2, less than or equal to 2.
Because from here that equal we took it, no? So
Take equal, we'll get 2, sir.
if we take equal to, so then if it is actually, if you solve for H, no, the H equation will be like this. H is equal to L into 1 minus 1 by, check it. When you solve for h in terms of L, we'll end up this one. So anything with the value of h is less than or
Only sir,
equal.
h is less than equal to 2 will get sir from this.
That's one. Yeah, that's one. So there's a condition. No? So anything that particular less than, okay, the equilibrium is possible for the rod. This is what actually, if you derive this,
We'll get multiple answers now, sir, for every question.
that is what. Not only 2 now, the range will come. So even 1.5 also you can take it, and 2. Then similarly for all these things, you have to again check it. I'll write down the key. Check once. So these are the this was the key. It is given in book. Okay. Yeah. Next one. Read the question once. Okay, I think you can see this diagram very clearly, no? Both the rods are inch. Theta and this 90 degrees, they're leaned. This is 90 degree. Okay, yes, read that part, that infinitesimally beyond the end of the right stick. Infinitesimally beyond the end of the right stick. Here. Slightly, this edge will be other side of this one. I think that only will help us to get the direction of friction. Okay, this is very diagrammer. So this diagram will help us a lot to okay, I think I can help you this much. Beyond this, not possible. Okay, I'll start with this one. So definitely the length of the sticks will be different, no? So here M1G, M2G. So let me take this is theta, this is alpha. Any symbols? Alpha plus theta should be 90 degree. How to get the direction of friction? There will be normal contact. By the right rod on the left rod will be like this. By the mu equal to 3, root 3 or 3?
Root 3, sir.
Root 3 will come. Yeah, that will. Okay, the friction will take the direction of friction. Okay, the friction on this. Okay, so here I can show things clearly. This should be the friction. The friction on this will be like this. Normal contact, there's a normal contact. I think the assumption of direction of friction is what very crucial in the problem. So there's a point A, you take it. There's a point B. Okay, now get into the calculation part. Okay, this is O, will take it. So we'll directly go for torque about A, net torque about A should be equal to 0. So net torque about A should be 0 means M1G AO by 2 cos alpha clockwise plus N into AO anti-clockwise. And the friction will intersect axis of rotation. I'm defining torque about A, M1G AO by 2 cos alpha and N into AO. This will be perpendicular, no? N into AO. So this will become, so N is equal to, solving this, N is equal to M1G theta plus alpha is 90. Yeah? N equal to M1G cos alpha by 2. Alpha is not given, so 90 minus theta. Now similarly, net torque about point B should be 0. M2G BO by 2 cos theta anti-clockwise plus F into BO will be clockwise, all set equal to 0. Here, about this point, torque due to M2G. M2G, this will be BO by 2 cos theta. This N will intersect axis of rotation. So F into BO will be anti-clockwise. So here F should be equal to M2G cos theta by 2. Shall we go for directly the torque about point 2. Let me readjust them. Okay, no. Now we'll go for torque about 0.2. Should be 0. Now, what is it? There'll be some reactions here, no? What to do with reactions? Torque due to M1G, torque due to this NF, all will intersect. What to do with the torque due to reaction at A and B? They will set up a torque here, no? But we know the overall system, what is the state of it? It's in equilibrium. So shall we say there is an inch or they just kept like that on the smooth ground? Because there's no information that one stick lean on other as shown figure. A right angle is found where they meet and the right stick makes an angle theta with origin. The left stick extends even beyond the end. So are they really hinged here? No, they're not hinged, no.
Sir,
Oh yeah.
in the question they have mentioned they are injured at the ground, sir.
Where I'm not seeing it.
Last line.
The sticks have same mass density per unit length and are both hinged at the ground. Without hinge, okay, there'll be force acting component of equilibrium not possible, no? I don't know.
Possible, no, sir.
Equilibrium possible, without hinge possible, no?
With hinge only, it's possible, sir.
No, without hinge, N will act here. Component of friction will also act. I think hinge must be there. Huh? Yeah. What to do? Now I'll define torque about two. So there'll be reaction at the hinge, no?
Directly divide that both equations, N by F.
See, F equal to mu N. So directly we'll go for F equal to mu N, you go for it. So he's asking the minimum angle for which the stick doesn't fall.
M1 by M2 is tan theta.
M1 by M2 will become tan theta.
Yes, sir.
Tan square theta should be M1 by M2, no? If I divide these two, F equal to mu, I'll get it. Tan theta. I don't have anything, no? So let me go for torque about two first. Now what to do with reactions here? So this particular, say there is the N component of these two is trying to pull the rod. So the hinge will exert force like this. There's the one thing. Clear. And component of N, F and Mg will be acting. So there'll be reaction Ry like this. Then similarly, the component of so this N component of N and F are trying to pull like this. So it will be that one. So you look at this particular thing. The resultant of this N cos theta, or say like some NX and NX, FX and FX. What is the net force on the system on the rods due to this? It will be zero, no? So therefore, what will happen to the net reaction force along x-axis will be zero. What reaction force is acting on this? The same reaction force should act here. I should justify, no? This one. So there is no problem with Rx. What about Ry? Ry again, component of N, F, and Mg will be there, and here Ry will come. So here also an Ry will come. Then F, N, and Mg. So that there'll be this one. So the reaction forces that are acting must be equal. So about O, the torque due to these two will be equal and opposite. The torque due to these two will be equal and opposite. These two will intersect after. So what all the torque will be there now due to these two, that should be equal and opposite. So, but I should take Ry or say R2y and R1y because M1 and M2 are different. Is this resultant, will it act along the rod? The friction is trying to push. This N will be perpendicular to the rod. M1G and this particular thing, it's in equilibrium. Actually, it's in equilibrium. So torque due to these two will be equal and opposite. That will, so this will intersect axis of rotation. So now, so shall we take it, or these two also will it be equal? So I have to bring a condition for the net torque should be zero, that one. So how to write that particular basic equation? If I write R1y equal to R2y, then there will only due to torque due to these two. Then it's in equilibrium, the whole system. Then I'll proceed, I'll get some theta, tan theta in terms of M1, M2. And we know F equal to mu n. From here, I can further solve the conditions. Okay, R1y masses are different, no? One stick length masses are different. R1y must be torque about 0.2.
So directly from the diagram, we can say that M2 by M1 is cot theta now, sir.
From diagram, tan theta 2 is equal to tan theta equal to
AO by OB.
find mu is asking, no, the minimum angle theta for which stick don't fall. So that can happen only when these two reactions are equal. Rx we are able to justify. So Ry is what we have to do, that one. So then, okay, I'll just let me.
How they are equal, sir?
The overall system 2Ry should be equal to M1 plus M2G. You mean to say why they are equal? Huh?
Yes, sir. Not necessary, no, sir.
Not necessary. Then if not necessary, then R1y, R2y, I'll write it. Then torque about 0.2, what will happen? Even R1y is needed, no? So this will be
Yeah,
unknown.
variables, sir. R1y and R2y. They adjust themselves for equilibrium.
They'll adjust themselves for equilibrium. So if I define torque about 0.2, I need R1y and R2y also.
What is the need of torque about O, sir?
Okay, not needed. Huh?
Not needed, sir. Directly you write tan theta is equal to AO by OB. That is nothing but M1 by M2.
Tan theta is equal to AO by OB. Okay, this is a mathematics from triangle. AO is the length of the rod. So that should become equal to lambda is equal to M1 by AO. Both are of
Same linear densities.
did he give a
Yes, sir.
same linear density? Yeah, then AO should be equal to M1 by lambda 1, M1 by lambda. This is M2 by lambda. So tan theta equal to M1 by M2. Then F should be the minimum angle theta for which stick don't fall is 30 degrees. We know theta. So 1 by root 3 tan theta. F should be less than mu, no? I'll write it. So what is F? M2G cos theta by 2 mu into N will be M1G sin theta by 2. So this will be M2 by M1
Cot theta.
cot theta should be less than or equal to mu. So cot theta will be M2 by M1. Mu should be greater than M2 by M1 whole square. We know this will be, we are getting 3, no?
Yes, sir.
Such a high value, huh? Yeah, maybe possible. Talk about O not near unnecessary, I think will be in big trouble. Again, we should get R1, R2, Y all. After getting theta, I think just verify R1, I think R1Y, R2Y will be different. Huh? So let me put it very clearly. Okay, I'll start it now. These are some gears. Gears are not there, but the pulleys they'll be in contact. Okay, I think if you see in our books, no, that the being question like this. This pulley is in contact with this. Not possible. Huh? The actual diagram should be like this, but in our books open they have made the question of like this. Huh? Yeah, not possible. What are the frictions? No, the disc will when they come in contact they'll rotate only when they have things like this. These are the tooth. So in advanced exam, definitely they don't want to have a diagram of like this. It will come like this. So you need to bother. This is like a tooth. Actually, this tooth will exactly fit into that one. If you check some Olympiad questions, no, they have asked questions of something gates. You don't bother. Just like this tooth will exactly fit into the other tooth. So that if this rotates, that will make it to rotate. I think you purchase any toy, some 50, 60, 80 rupees toy, especially car one, no? So some will be available any some toy shop you go, you open it, no? You see of things of like this. Make observations, really very good. Some like this, these are called like a gates, they'll call it. This one for in our language we'll call pulley, or we show diagram like this. This will rotate, this will rotate. But advanced exam, possibility of going for a general original diagrams of this kind. Okay, I'll get into the thing. So just read. An operation of reverse for a 3-speed automatic transmission-related seismic figure. If the crankshaft G, okay, crankshaft, they call this one, this crankshaft, this is shaft here, G, is 60 radians per, determine the angular speed of the drive, drive shaft H, this is drive shaft H, I'll write it. There's a crank shaft, there's a drive shaft. Okay, this one. Each of the gears rotate about a fixed axis. Note that gears A, B, C, D, E, F are in mesh. The radii of each of these gears are reported in the figure. RA, angular velocity is given. RA, RB, RD, RE, R. So the plane diagram, this is what the 3D diagram it will appear. So if you look at the gear A and B, so there's a gear A and B. Again, the B is not visible. I just made it. If A is rotated like this, huh? This, this is A or omega G as given. Gear shaft, that omega G. So this omega is radians per second. We know radii. Then these two must have same speed because the tooth will be in contact. So VP1 is equal to VP, I think it is. Some spelling symbols. Now come for this one. So the velocity of this point should be equal to velocity because they're in contact. So now we know what is V1. V1 equal to RA omega E. Then V1 equal to V2. So therefore, and V2 equal to RB omega B. With that, I'll get the angular velocity of this particular thing. If when this B starts rotating, no, the C and B should rotate with a common velocity because they're in contact here. Try to see this diagram because they're connected by one common rod. This one. What is the angular velocity of the B? That should be the angular velocity of the gear C also. It will rotate. The C will be in contact with the D. Where is the diagram? Here you come for that. So it will be rotating. Then if this rotates, so then this gear D should rotate like this. Then velocity of this point and this point should be equal. So VC equal to VD, RC omega C RD. So we know omega C, we know RD, we'll get omega D. As this rotates, so how do it will rotate? This will be in opposite sense. Here you find very difficult, convert that into plane diagram. It'll be easier. Or straight away, if you're able to imagine, okay, well and good, start from here only. I got omega D. Now omega D and E, they're connected by a rod. So angular velocity of D should be equal to angular velocity of E. Now come for this angular velocity is needed, no? So D and F. It's like a E and F it is. You see this one, E and F. So as that gear E rotates, this one, so it should be like this, no? And the velocity of gear F, what happens, should be in this direction. So therefore the angular velocity should be like this. Huh? So solving this, we'll get this one. Okay, there's a part of syllabus. In our books, what pen they avoided diagrams of this kind. Instead of pen, they are showing it as like a pulley. Like there's a one ring, they'll come in contact, friction, suction for all that. I think it's a stupidity here. Just give this diagram, that is enough. It's a part of syllabus. They may not say gear or they may explain what do you mean by gear, tooth in passages. They may ask you for some conditions. Okay, quite very easy. So this tooth must have same velocity. These two tooth must have same velocity. V1, V2, I'll give some name for this. Okay, nothing big, very easy for you. Just only thing that method, if you understand, it's quite easily you can manage things. Okay, some application questions like for a short period of time, the motor turns gear A with constant angular acceleration. Alpha A equal to 4.5 radian per second square starting from rest. Determine the velocity of cylinder and the distance it travels in 3 seconds. Cylinder, this is the cylinder. Cylinder is C. Here, this is cylinder. The cord is wrapped around the pulley D. This is a pulley D, which is rigidly attached to the gear B. Okay, now all the things. Okay, let's get into things. So here it is. So as it rotates, the velocity of this point, the velocity of this tooth should be equal to velocity of this tooth. So V1 equal to V2. So what is V1 equal to RA omega A, and what is V2 equal to RB into omega B. So as the gear A rotates clockwise, the gear B should rotate counterclockwise about O or about D. It is what all given the symbol. Then so this will move up, not will move down. And velocity of point P should be equal to velocity of C by this is a string, no, this is a called inextensible constraint equation. So Vp equal to Vc. This is a constraint equation. So can we get even angular acceleration also? The same thing. The tangential acceleration of this should be equal to this one. And if you know angular acceleration of this, you will get what, like the tangential acceleration of this. If you know tangential acceleration of this, you can bring this one. So you know acceleration of this. Then asking, determine the velocity of cylinder and distance it travels in 3 seconds. So let's go for the acceleration quantities. From here only, so V1 equal to V2. So therefore, A1 equal to A2. So this should be RA alpha A. Tangential acceleration, not total acceleration, because they will also have centripetal accelerations. You're talking about tangential acceleration. I'll write it A1T. So A2 should be equal to RB into alpha B. So we know alpha B. If you know alpha B, acceleration of P should be equal to acceleration of cylinder. What is the acceleration of P should be equal to? RP into alpha B. So if you know this, then you can calculate this one. Okay, not only angular velocity, even applicable for angular acceleration of the gears also. Previous problem about angular velocity. Now I just brought angular accelerations. Nothing wrong. Tangential accelerations of this tooth should be equal to this one, not total acceleration. Total acceleration of this will be somewhere here. Total acceleration of this will be somewhere. Not total accelerations are equal. Tangential accelerations will be equal. Very simple. One problem, I think sufficient. Anything you can manage it on. This theta and phi. I'll just indicate that angles clearly, so it'll be easy for you. Yeah, this is theta, this is phi. Angular velocity of the rod. This is a rod, this is a wedge. This is correct. Okay, no, we'll get into. So this is the engineer. Just is a problem based on constraint equation. Nothing to do with some small maths you can apply, you can manage very easily. The wedge moving away or towards, it doesn't matter. Just only the sign. Let me take moving away. Little bit easy for you. Theta, this angle is phi. The length of the rod is L. Is asking the angular velocity of this. So the angular velocity of the rod will come. Okay, get into the mathematics now. What is the displacement of wedge? Displacement of wedge, shall I write xw? The dxw by dt is what we know, and d theta by dt is what? The angular velocity of the rod. This angle, this will be 180 minus phi, so this will be phi minus, or let me take some other beta. This angle will be 180 minus phi. And this is L, no? So let me directly go for sine rule. Xw by sine of sine beta should be equal to L by sine of
Sir, in the question they have mentioned it is moving left side, no sir.
okay, no problem. No problem. Just only to the negative signs to avoid that one. The speed will be same, no? Omega will be in opposite sense.
Okay, sir.
Just sine of 180 minus 5 will be this one. So what is sine beta? Sine beta will be, I'll write one more step. Beta will be phi minus theta. I think the best thing is, let me differentiate this. Dxw by dt is equal to, what is omega? From where to bring omega? So I think I'm very sure that omega is what? Minus dt and dxw by dt is plus v. Or according to the question, if it is towards left, no, then this will be negative, this will be positive. It's left to you, because most of the problems we do take like this will be connected to pulley. That's why I just wanted to have that condition. If you move the wedge towards left, no, this will be negative, this will be positive. So most of our problems will be this particular wedge. I'll take a string, I'll pass or a pulley, I'll suspend one block. Then I'll trouble you with motion of connecting bodies. That's why I just wanted you to in that case, or else I'll change. Okay, we'll do one thing. We'll change it. What is there in this one? Then this will be negative, this will be positive. Then the angular velocity will be, okay, great. This will be, then this will differentiate. L sine of 180 minus phi will be sine phi cos of phi minus theta minus of d theta by theta. Dx by dw is minus v. Negative sign will cancel out. So therefore this omega equal to L sine phi by v should be there. No? Okay, be careful. Say what actually we get trouble by what, like instantaneous center, nothing wrong. But this will be mathematical approach. I just took mathematical approach.
Sir, can we say velocity along common normal is equal?
Okay, fine. It must be, no? Then there'll be
By
in
that
contact.
also we can get
Yeah,
nothing.
yeah, you'll get very easily. Yeah, that's why I see. I think you are having now multiple approaches. Sir. Velocity along common normal should be equal. That you equate. Actually, the rod is what? Rotating about instant center. Take that. But it's an engine, no? So therefore, I think instant center idea will not come. It's a fixed. This one. Sorry, instant center should not be applied. If this is free, then okay, things would have been different here. As it is engine, it will rotate about this point only. I think there are only two things. Sir. Let me not confuse you. One, the mathematics is what I shown, sine rule. Otherwise, velocity along common normal equal to 0. It should be equal. You may have one rod. Okay, I'll rotate this rod. What is the angular velocity of other rod? I think can be asked. So what are the types of numericals you can expect is that from this? There's a one rod. Okay, this one. So then some other color I'll take it. Both are inch. So let me just analyze so that it'll be. I will rotate this rod with angles to omega 1. This making an angle theta at this instant. This is theta 2. I'll ask you what is the angular velocity of this rod. So what should be your approach? You have multiple ideas with you. You have multiple ideas with you. If I give this length of the rod, L, okay, that one. Velocity along common normal should be equal because they're in contact, no? This will be, or go for sine rule. What you feel best, what happen you go for it. Okay, find the angular velocity of the other rod. Find angular velocity. Both are injured here. Both are injured. Okay, just be ready for all very generalized things. Constraint equations. So shall I suggest you like all the multiple ideas, constraint equation. If they're injured, no question of instant center. If it is set free, then instant center will come. This is the thing. So velocity along common normal, sine rule or cosine rule, or the any constraint equations if you want to bring constraint equations. Take the next one. Okay, this is asking the quotient of friction between the cylinder and the inclined plane. Okay, what is the thing is like it? What are the forces? The moment you release M naught G will act, the string will be taut, tension will act, here the tension will act here. This tension wants to spin it. What is the sense of rotation? So will be clockwise, no? So will be anti-clockwise. So it is having a tendency to rotate like this. So therefore friction will act here. Or else component of tension and mg sin theta. Definitely mg sin theta should be written. So here what is having a tendency to slide down. So therefore I'm assuming direction of friction like this here. Let me take the same diagram. See, I ask them like in exam, the students maximum rotation mechanics no questions, they're unable to understand the situation, not like they don't know how to write torque everything. Once they understand, they're able to do it. Are you getting no? So what is the methodology we have to learn? What what is the situation, what actually going on, what are the conditions. If you can understand that, okay. So once you understand that, it'll be easy for us to like get that one. So how to understand situation? One more thing, the students will ask, sir, how to understand. Better what happens? See, weight will act. Any string is there, tension will be there, and get the direction of friction. That one. After having that, then what happens? Once again, you can go back and read. See, I think we don't have any here straightforward methods like, sir, how do I can understand the question? One of the method is like get all the forces acting, then check like he's asking equilibrium, or he's asking that it will move, or it will, he will ask you that either say equilibrium or not in equilibrium. At the two cases are that. Check for is it equilibrium or not in equilibrium. Okay, fine, good. Then if the body is there on horizontal plane, if body is there on horizontal plane, net force along x, along y should be 0. Body on inclined plane, net force perpendicular to incline, normal to incline, parallel to incline should be 0. Then if there is any bodies having tendency to rotate, then bring the torque as it is equilibrium. You can apply net torque about any point. But first we should get the forces. I think irrespective of what are that one, somehow let's get all the forces. Once again, go back, read question, then again come back, split up problem, equilibrium, not in equilibrium, then start analyzing. Then you may understand a little bit, oh, this is what he's asking. Then further proceed. So we don't have any, you can say like, hey, there are no systematic rules to solve the problem. Please try to understand, because now you are in revision, I should tell very openly. Earlier, what I used to tell, you should think in an order, everything. Okay, now in revision, I'm taking back all that instructions given. I'm just telling that, get the diagrams, look at the diagram, draw the diagram, get the forces acting on it, check for equilibrium, not in equilibrium, get all the forces, then what can happen, then go back, read once again, at least it may help you. Oh, this is what happened. Then start writing equation. It's not that easy saying, I know I have to solve problem. It's not that easy, but we don't have any alternatives, no? So it's justified. So the direction of friction, I'll take it to be like this. Anybody knows our direction of friction? Maybe in other way we can take it. Why can't it be downward? Why
Rotational
it must be
equilibrium.
upward? Rotational equilibrium not possible. If it is like this, no. Talk about O. Talk due to friction and tension will be in this direction, clockwise. So how it is equilibrium possible? So friction must be up the incline. I asked a numerical in exams. They don't prefer to ask numerical. They just what is the possible direction of friction, up the incline, down the incline. More than an option, they're dumb. Still more dangerous. So we may think both. It may up the incline, may down the incline. We'll pick up both options. No, it must be up the incline. Very simple problem. Just it's only learning about the direction of friction getting. Rest all net torque about O should be 0. I'll write down all the set of equations. Net torque about point O should be 0. So therefore it should be T F into R clockwise, T into R anti-clockwise equal to 0. So therefore F equal to T. Then here one equation we have T minus M naught G equals 0 on the block. Now we'll go for equilibrium on the incline, parallel to incline. Perpendicular to incline. Perpendicular to incline will be N plus T cos theta. For equilibrium, what should be the condition? F should be less than or equal to mu A. Solving this, we'll get the required answer. It's asking mu, no? Find the mass of the block.
T sin theta, sir. N plus T sin theta. minus t sin theta.
T sin theta. Yeah. Find the minimum coefficient of friction between the incline and the cylinder which can keep the system in equilibrium. For it should be less than mu n, no? There is a condition for equilibrium. Anybody value mu minimum? Solve for f, solve for n, substitute here to get the value of mu. Check, this will be the answer. Huh? No, if the value of mu is, mu minimum is there, if the value of mu is less than this, what can happen? Equilibrium not possible. At that instant, we can talk about the acceleration. If it's like a mg sin theta, I am not okay, get the relationship between them. So then we can assume the motion like this. Then this will accelerate up, this will rotate and will slide down. Then we'll write all the equations possible. So all the time the string will remain horizontal like that conditions, because as it rolls, again the string will not be horizontal. It may take like that. At that instant we can find out the acceleration, not after some time. There's some spring force is what I brought the condition. We'll finish off this one problem so that 10 problems will get over today. Read the question. There's a string, no? I think straight. Okay, fine. Yeah. There's this spring. There's a rod. Next again, this will be as it is. Okay, I think so. After reading question, I think you are able to draw this one. There's a string, no, not a rod. There's a string. The right side is this one. So here this is being elongated. This is situation 192. So here I'm going to suspend some mass. Read question. I think after reading question, you you are supposed to draw the diagram this much. If in the second case, extension the spring is eta 2 times of that in the first case. So we have extension here. This extension x should be eta times of x naught. Okay, I think all of you are able to understand the given thing. So in this case, it should be L cos theta, the same length. We'll write it here. This will be L cos theta, point A, point B. This is a point B. Looking at first diagram, talk about point A should be equal to 0. So therefore, this should be m1g L by 2 cos theta so and in fact the tension will be there T1, take this is T2. Torque about point A. So the torque due to tension will intersect axis of rotation. So torque will be 0. Only torque will be due to m1g clockwise. Due to this, kx naught L by 2 L cos theta will be anti-clockwise. I think okay, this equation m1g, this is L by 2 cos theta. So m1g L by 2 cos theta. L cos theta into kx naught will be anti-clockwise. Get the directions of torque. It's over. This is for equilibrium. So from this, what we can write it as m1g by 2 equal to kx naught. Write equation 1. For vertical equilibrium, T1 plus kx naught minus m1g. So kx naught equal to m1g equal to 0. Okay, these are the set of equations which may help me. Okay, let me hand numbered it. Very simple. Only thing is that second diagram is what if you can make exact guess of that, I think you will be in a far better position. Looking at the second diagram, T3, what is the state of this? Okay, T2 we have taken. Okay, let me write this tension T3. Yeah. For equilibrium, T3 minus M2G should be equal to 0. Call this equation 3 or 4, whatever, 3 I think. Then let's write T2 plus Kx minus M1G minus T3 equals 0. So T2 plus Kx. And we have one relationship. What is that? X should be equal to eta times of X naught. This is given, no? Okay, torque equation I needed. Yeah, I'll apply it. So torque about A should be 0. So M1G L by 2 cos theta T3 L cos theta. All these are clockwise. Yeah. Spring force also will come, no? So Kx L cos theta anti-clockwise. I think I'm right. M1G L by 2. Let me check once. M1G L by 2 cos theta. Then this will be T3. Okay, T3 L cos theta. Kx L cos theta. Okay, yeah, fine. M1G by 2. T3 equal to M2G, no? So T3 cos theta, L cos theta will get eliminated, plus Kx. T3 equal to M2G, so minus M1G by 2. So X equal to X naught. So using 1, 2, 3, 4, substituting in 5, we'll get this one. So what is M2? Anybody?
2.
2 kg. Nothing big. only just writing torque and equilibrium conditions, no? So spring force also has come. So what I suggest, like equilibrium, what are the forces usually will get? Tension, friction, normal contact, weight, spring force. Any other some hypothetical force varying as a function of position, force varying as a function of time, function of theta, force varying as a function of time. Due to all this, okay, how the system can be in equilibrium. I think that is what we are trying to do, no? Tension, friction, normal contact, weight, spring force. So you'll not be in trouble in exam like, okay, spring force, can it set up a torque? Yes, any force can set up a torque. So we are just gathering the different types of numericals where the different forces, how they can maintain a body in equilibrium. That was the basic analysis. So you can take any, if you're started to only or starting numericals, at a stretch talk due to equilibrium. If you want to pick up all some different some 10 numericals related to this and work out. Okay, we'll stop it till here. Tomorrow I'll continue from here. Some numericals. Let me bring some different numericals. Huh? Okay, thank you, all of you.